Hey everyone, this will be a video guide slash overview of Kruul, the Mage Tower challenge from a Blood DK point of view. First of all, I want to say that Archers is a great community and I've always wanted to contribute in some form, so now I finally had a chance to. So let's begin. First of all, I want to show you my specs. So this is the talent build I was running with. So you've got your standard pretty much Blood DK build, Blood Drinker and the rest of it. Now here's the interesting part. You are going to want to use Tremble before me because it's a great talent choice because it can proc your Cephas as well as randomly interrupt the boss or the ads, which is really useful. However, I'm not going to rely on its mini stun effect in any form. I'm just gonna say it's great and it can save you like a lot of times. Bone Storm is an absolute must here because you definitely want to kill the ads with it, and it has a minute cooldown, which is pretty much going to line up perfectly with the ads spawning in phase 2. Now I did this with 42 traits, 907 item level equipped, and the legendaries I used was Cephas and Belt. I'm gonna put my armor in the description, but also I'm not going to say that these are the best legendaries that you can use, but that's what I just felt like using. Generally you want either Boots or Cephas, and the second one is just personal preference. So like I mentioned, this won't be an in-depth guide, but I will have to mention a few abilities and how I dealt with them. In case you want to check out the full overview of all the abilities there is, you can just refer to the guide I will link in the description. It's from Wowhead. So I'm just gonna play this video and talk about stuff on the go, I guess. Now first of all, I definitely recommend doing this with at least 42 traits. That's the golden trait we have. Soul Drinker is amazing for phase 2, and also you should get your gliders, goblin gliders. I use my engineering tinker on my cloak because I'm an engineer, but you can just get the goblin gliders from the auction house. They are really great in case you get stunned or in case you get knocked. It can save you from wiping. Now this fight has been very challenging and frustrating for me, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty much self-explanatory. So yeah, let's begin. So first of all, what I recommend doing is just marking both of your allies, that's Velen and Corvus, especially Corvus, because this guy is going to be your #1 reason of wipes in phase 2. This demon hunter is pretty much suicidal, so you absolutely always have to keep track of his position. It's crucial for phase 2. I'm gonna be focusing the Inquisitor here in this phase, and I will use my focus kick and focus stun macros. I will link them in the description, but they're just standard macros for focus kick / interrupt. So I'm just waiting for my pre-pot to come off cooldown here, and I'm going to pre-pot, Dancing Rune Weapon straight away, and kick the boss straight away for that Cephas proc for the extra haste and damage. As soon as the eye spawns, I grip the Inquisitor on top of it and I just spam Blood Boil. He does drain life there, so I just use my Asphyxiate to interrupt it. You always want to interrupt the drain life. It's a top priority pretty much. If he heals, then yeah, the fight is gonna last longer. The longer the fight lasts, the worse it is because it leaves room for you to mess up, basically. So I pick up the arcane ads, I just wait for them to cast their arcane nether storm, whatever it's called, and I move away from them. I just wait for my debuff to drop, and I go to get some more damage on the boss. Now I'm going to kill this eye. Like I said, my priority is going to be facing the eyes and then dodging the slams from the infernals, dodging the arcane ads exploding, DPSing the boss, and the last priority is AoEing everything. So make sure you always face the eyes. So yeah, I'm just gonna go over to this eye, Blood Boil, kick the drain life. I'm waiting for my debuff to drop. No, I'm not, never mind. And I'm just gonna plop Blade Storm, Bone Storm, and just AoE everything. Now here's another eye. I just kill it with my remaining Bone Storm. You can see that I have 7 stacks here. I don't recommend going over 5. But in case you go over 5, you're gonna need to either kick the Mind Rend because it can easily wipe you, or just use AMS or something to survive. It's really scary if you're just going over 5 stacks in general. I would suggest using the Blood Drinker on top of the boss every time you're not in range of him. Like you see, I have my debuff. It just disappeared, but never mind. If I have the debuff, I just usually save my Blood Drinker, so for the times that I cannot actually DPS the boss while standing in his decay type of thing. So yeah, always use your Blood Drinkers on the boss. It's a major DPS increase. So I'm just waiting for the ad to spawn. Here you have a tricky moment where everything is happening very much. The eye is spawning. So I'm just gonna kick this drain life, killing the eye, while I'm still dancing from the infernal slams. You can see that I'm running around like a headless chicken, and you will be doing this a lot in this phase because you have to dodge the slams. It's really hard to see. Okay, so I bring the boss on top of the eye and I just AoE everything. Every time I don't have the debuff, the decay one, I try to grip the boss on top of the eye and just AoE everything down. I kick the drain life, I use the Blood Drinker because I have stacks of decay, pick up the ads, usual. Okay, so I'm just waiting for my stacks to drop. There we go. I'm just gonna grip the boss, kill this eye, and then I'm waiting for the explosion to go off. Using Bone Storm to kill everything. I would suggest saving all of your orbs in phase 1 because you will definitely need them in phase 2. I get knocked here. I was kind of lucky that I didn't get off the platform. I stopped the drain life with my asphyxiate, and I'm just gonna AoE everything on top of this eye right here. I'm lucky again. This is just a terrible attempt for me. I'm really surprised I actually killed this on this attempt. But yeah, it's 4:40 in the morning. I've been doing this pretty much for like 3 hours straight, so I was exhausted pretty much. Also, an important thing to note is never actually go onto this boss if you don't have at least like 5,000 shards, because you have to keep it consistent. Like if you have to break your attempts to go and farm nether shards, it's just going to like, you're gonna lose your focus basically. So first farm your shards and then come to this boss and just, yeah. Okay, I'm just AoEing everything, doing as much damage as I can to the boss. As you can see, the ads are just dying from my passive cleave. If I don't have anything to kick, I have to I'm just using my death strikes on the ads if I cannot kick the boss and if I cannot attack the boss. I'm kicking this drain life, I'm gripping it, never mind, and I'm just using Bone Storm to clean everything. Now you want to have as little ads as possible going into phase 2. You can see here that I get knocked from the infernal, and I used my glider straight away as soon as I got knocked, and it just prevents a wipe pretty much. So yeah, definitely get your gliders before coming on this boss. Now here's the thing, I have my Blood Drinker. The boss is on 1.5 billion HP. I know that once I use my Blood Drinker is going to push him into phase 2. Going into phase 2, all of the eyes are going to disappear, but the ads, like the arcane ads and the infernals, they're gonna stay. So my goal here is to try and clear as much ads as possible before transitioning the boss. So I'm just gonna throw a couple of blood boils here, and then yeah, I'm using the Blood Drinker to push the boss into phase 2. Now the fun begins. Kruul just appears. I use my second potion and my heroism straight away, and I just try to nuke every single ad that I have, well passively. Right, so you absolutely have to kick that, what is it called? Twisted Reflection. You absolutely have to kick that, because if you don't, the boss is going to heal himself pretty much to full, and it's going to be a wipe. There is not a strict DPS requirement for phase 2, as far as I can tell, but I would say that if you kill him before the 5th Annihilate, you're good to go, because 5th Annihilate is pretty much going to one-shot you. So yeah, I'm just dancing around. I'm always keeping track of where my guy is. There he is, the square. I'm gonna soak this Annihilate. I use Vampiric Blood on the first one. I'm just going to write it down in my notepad. The first one I used Vampiric. The second one I didn't use anything. Now the third one I used Vampiric Blood again. And the last one I just used Vampiric plus Icebound. And the boss is just dead at that point. At least for me. Okay, so the Arcane Ad spawn, they have a weird aggro table. Sometimes they just go straight for Velen. What I noticed is if you keep attacking the boss and just use any sort of heal or damage effect on the boss, you're going to pull aggro, which is good, which is what we want. Because usually if the ads go on top of Velen, you're gonna have to waste your Mass Grip, and it's going to be problematic. So yeah, I pick up the Arcane Ads and I drag them away. Now you can see this. My guy is here, the Arcane Ads are here. If my guy was there, it would have been a one shot. You can see his HP is already like below 50%, which is pretty scary. But yeah, just never ever have your Demon Hunter Suicidal guy near these Arcane Ads. It's going to be the one and only thing that's going to wipe you in phase 2, and it's frustrating, very frustrating. Okay, so I'm AoEing everything. I'm using my Blood Drinker on the boss. I'm just pretty much going to wait for everything to stack up, and I use my Bone Storm to clear everything here. I get knocked. Cool. Now, I'm not going to argue. I was pretty lucky in phase 2. I was pretty extremely lucky. I had way better phase 2 attempts here. But like I said, I'm not going to argue. I was pretty lucky. But what you can do is, like me, I was always trying to be positioned towards the center. So even in case I do get knocked, I get knocked towards like the center of the platform, possibly, which could possibly help you out. Yeah, I get knocked into a wall. That's pretty lucky. So I'm just gonna use one orb here to basically just stop the next Arcane Ads from happening. I get knocked again. Oh my god, I'm so terrible. Okay, so they're going to cast. I'm noticing that my guy is actually here, which is fine. I get knocked again. Okay, so he's fine. And I get knocked again. Oh my god. Okay, I kick the Twisting Reflection, and I'm gonna use my yeah, Annihilate. Nothing. I use nothing on the second one, and I just stun the ads there and finish them off. So the next one spawns. As you can see, the Bone Storm is going to line up perfectly for the cleave of the ads, and I still have my Mass Grip, which is pretty good. You want to use your Mass Grip as if you see your guy near the Arcane Ads to stop them from to stop your guy pretty much getting one shot by the Arcane. So yeah, I can see that he's nowhere near. I'm still going to hold on to my Gorfin's Grasp, and I just use another orb to just release the pressure here. Third Annihilate, was it third even? That's pretty weird. Okay, so I just use everything on the third one because I can see that he's at 1 HP pretty much. And I just finish him off. I could have used that orb there, but I didn't. I was just, my heart rate was like off the limits right there. I'm pretty happy the boss dies, and that's about it. You get ported to Dalaran, you get a quest to talk to Khadgar, and you just turn in the quest and you get your your artifact appearance. Now, the key part in phase 1 is just to keep your focus. I noticed myself, I remember actually when we progressed, my guild, when we progressed on Mythic Odin, phase 1 is really trivial at some point. So once you get like steady phase 2 attempts on Kruul, don't lose your focus in phase 1. You absolutely always have to be on your always focus in phase 1. Don't underestimate your phase 1, even though you're getting stable phase 2 attempts. Always keep your calm, keep your focus in phase 1. Phase 1 is pretty much all about ad management, and as well as trying to burn the boss as soon as you can, because like I said, the sooner you get out of phase 1, the less chance there is for the ads to build up. And I mean, you can deal with three infernals, but like it's just going to be overwhelming at some point. So generally you just want to push the boss as soon as possible so you don't have the chance to fuck up. And phase 2 attempts, it's going to be really frustrating. It's either going to be Annihilate one-shotting you, or your Corvus, your DH guy, just randomly dying. I mean, it's not random, but his positioning is really, really stupid. Important note, just a final note here. The blue guy, Corvus guy, he always tries to like be on the behind the boss, like straight up behind the boss, like a regular melee. So what you can do here is just rotate the boss. The ads will probably follow you if they're not casting, and try to just like remember that he's always going to be behind the boss. And that's about it. The trinkets I recommend are DPS ones, because the chances are you're not going to wipe to damage, or well, the only thing that can wipe you by killing you is either going to be the knockback, you cannot do anything about it, and the annihilate. So if you're using DPS trinkets, I highly recommend doing so. Personally, I've used a 875 memento and a 895 chains with strength and crit. So yeah, that's about it. I know that this wasn't like the best guide ever, but yeah, I felt the need to make one. So if you like the guide, I guess leave a comment, leave a like, means a bunch, and see you next time. Good luck.